People could listen to this and be like, okay, I just have to be silent. I just have to listen. Like, this is easy. And those aren't easy when we're kind of problem solver people. And we're like, well, I'm gonna, like, you came to me with a problem, I'm going to solve it. And it's like, no, you're just going to facilitate and help them. Like, I sometimes call us like master brainstormers. Like, how do we like, okay, do you have some ideas? Do you have some ideas? Let's talk about, could that come up with another idea? Oh, what about that? I think that part of that is just trying to facilitate it. But that's where I think it goes a lot deeper, and you have to do a lot of soul searching, because in essence, people most of the time are just like they're risk averse, they are conflict averse. And they can't even say, put the toilet paper roll the other way because I like it that, like, they cannot say what they need or want. And they might be in a relationship or a family situation or even in a job situation where they can't say that, and they don't feel like they can do that. And that's where I think some of it gets a little bit of an issue, is that everybody's like, just fix it. Just tell me how to fix it, and then we'll be done, because I don't want to have hard conversations. And that's where I think if you continue to read and focus on, how do people have hard conversations? How do you just start to have conversations and not say money conversations are hard, or intimacy conversations are hard, or kid conversations are hard, but we live in the society that we feel like judged by everything, and people do judge you, but we take that as important. And I think if you can get out of some of that space, then you can be really successful, and you can be successful in dealing with people that have no desire to have these conversations, really.
I love that. One of my passions is to normalize conflict. So I've given talks on conflict. My favorite is called Confidence and Conflict Skills at Work. But I had a group of CPAs wanting a continuing education talk, and I said, well, how about conflict? And they're like, oh no, it's a word like mediation that people go, So I changed it to confidence and conflict, and to try to normalize, like, we need conflict, right? But the thing is, I say, how did you learn to do conflict when you were growing up, when you were the source of conflict? What happened to you when you were the problem? What do we do to our kids when they're the problem? Do we put you in timeout? Do we tell you, you're not good enough to be around, go stand in a corner? Do we yell and scream? Do we spank? I mean, what do we do? Because that's why we've grown up not being able to have hard conversations, not being able to express our needs. I mean, you're exactly right. We haven't learned how to do these things. And then we grow up and we don't feel like we have a right to. You know what I'm saying? It all makes sense. And then there's the biology of conflict in it too. But to get people to understand that the conflict you're going through, lots of people go through. This is normal. It's hard, but it's normal. And my job is to make it safe. And we haven't learned to make it safe for each other. We've only learned how to defend ourselves or how to hurt to protect ourselves, right? So this is a skill. And by mediating, we can mirror the skills that are learned, how to communicate in conflict. I think 99.9% of the time, I have good people in front of me who are just hurting. They're just stuck in conflict and hurting. And once that can come down to what they're hurting and who they are, and not just how awful the other person is, that's when you start having people who can see each other as humans and can start building consensus, or, their bridges and their middle grounds, or not middle grounds, but the places they're able to be. But we haven't learned how to do this. And then life gets hard because it's life, and we don't know what to do next. So we blame the other person, Right. And another thing William Ury always says, the most difficult person in any conflict, without fail, is the one in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard.